The Beatles were a remarkable confluence of great songwriters, but their timing was also spectacular. The ability to be a cultural phenomenon globally was really not possible a few decades earlier. The jet plane is also critical for the Beatles because they could fly to the United States and perform on the Ed Sullivan Show.
If you go back even 10 years, most people, if they had a tour of America from the UK, they'd be sailing over there on an Atlantic liner. And it would take, best part of a week, maybe even over a week if the weather wasn't so good, just to play some clubs in New York, let's say. The Beatles travelled completely on aircraft. All of that diesel fuel, aviation fuel as we call it now, very important. And also, if you think about their popularity in America, it's very interesting technologically speaking because they arrive in the aftermath of John Kennedy's assassination, which people would have seen on television. So can you imagine the power of television at that stage? The Christmas to come was basically cancelled in the States. And then in the new year, who turns up? But the Beatles.
There are rumors around that this is Britain's revenge for the Boston Tea Party. 3,000 screaming teenagers are at New York's Kennedy Airport to greet...
It's not just young people watching it, because it's the Ed Sullivan Show, which is a kind of institution by that stage, isn't it? And so everybody's watching it.
And now, here he is, Ed Sullivan! Tonight the whole country is waiting to hear England's Beatles.
Deeper into the 60s, their influence went far beyond just the songs and just the music. Traveling to India and talking about spiritual connection and meditation and a whole new approach to life. This included their new look. They had longer hair all of a sudden.
In the late 50s, Guy's hair was just full of grease, literally. Like Elvis's, used to shine, The Beatles had abandoned that when they were in Germany, and their friend Astrid Kircher had redesigned their hair. She was a member of this sort of beatnik outfit called the X's, all students from Hamburg. So they were touched a little bit by the counterculture, I think. When Astrid introduced this idea of cutting their hair, they understood the reality, because it was regarded for a while as looking rather effeminate in those days. And as Lennon continued to grow his hair, the hippie culture started to acknowledge that idea of hair as being a statement in its own right. Technology, countercultural activity, in popular music, that was all very much influencing that era. And the Beatles were part of that.